Underwood. Thin ice!
So I can't knock down a triple here. Woo, okay. I didn't even miss a shot this entire time, so take that. This better be good for the team.
Oh,
I thought for sure.
there it is. Boom! Yes!
This episode is going to be 11 minutes. Illini Basketball Podcast, episode 256, February. Why is my camera so close? Jeez, what the hell happened? February 27th, 2025. I don't know. Should we talk about Gene Hackman first? I mean, a great American actor dying at the age of 95.
Yeah, weird situation.
Yeah, great actor. Great American. One of the great American actors of all time. So. R.I.P. It's more important than talking about Illini basketball, but we'll go ahead and do that.
Okay, well, we switched this episode like 42 times, so nobody's going to be here.
Blame Comcast for that.
I'll blame Comcast and your work schedule. So
yeah,
you're part of that too.
Yeah, that's fair. It's not unfair.
But yeah, internet was down, so we're finally back up and running. I'm glad that people were in the chat talking to each other while we were not live. But Illinois coming off a good win against Iowa, ended up winning by 20. Team, just a nice little bounce back, and you got to like the fact that Illinois held Iowa, a team that's pretty good at scoring the basketball, to 61 points. I believe it's season low for them. Yep, it is. Okay, good.
Gotta be.
I listened to Brad's post game a little bit today, and I think the most interesting thing is he said they did switch some things finally. He said, quote, really good bounce back. If you really knew what we went through the last 2 days, it's even that more impressive from the standpoint of what our guys have picked up. We have been trying to make some changes for a while and haven't been able to. Enough was enough, and Tommy has been back in practice, did some subtle things to make changes defensively and a small tweak offensively. One of those small tweaks, I think, was Ben Humbrickhouse not getting the start. Starting Will Riley, I believe, ended up plus 28 on the night. So Hummer came in, played good minutes in the minutes he played, and I like this starting lineup moving forward. I think people have been asking for this for a while. Will Riley starting over Hummer, and just kind of getting that offense going. They did kind of a line change with 12 minutes left or something, and I believe Iowa went on an 8-0 run. So, but yeah, having Tommy back, full strength. Brad said he was going to quit talking about the sickness because hopefully it's past them. But he threw out a bunch of elites in this one. He said that they held Iowa's elite shooters to not very good shooting. Sanford was 2 of 10, 1 of 6 from 3 for 7 points. Dix was 5 of 12, 1 of 4 from 3. And Harding was 6 of 12, 2 of 4 from 3. So Harding probably had the best game of them all. But apparently this was Boswell's idea to start hedging screens more, which I think is weird, as Brad said they've wanted to do it for a month. But Boswell kind of took credit in his post game. So can you say hi to Tim, please?
Hey, Tim. I don't like how close my camera is. This is really annoying.
Just sit back farther.
I don't want to do that.
Move the camera.
Can't.
Okay. Sounds good. Brad said that they haven't been able to change the defense because you have to be elite to be able to call out if a screen is coming from the right and left, which I think is a crazy thing to say. I think we learned that in like 4th grade, that you just tell the guy what side the screen's on, but apparently Tommy's the only one that can do that. But they stopped switching. They kept their good defenders like Boswell on the best players, and made a huge difference. So outscored Iowa 44-31 in the second half.
Yeah, Iowa stinks is my takeaway. Even for an Illinois team that's not super athletic, Iowa can't hang. Not a surprise. I mean, this is traditionally how this matchup should go. The only time Iowa was, in an area where they were relevant and competing with Illinois in the Underwood era was when they had the National Player of the Year and a couple of other really good supporting cast players. Of course, I'm referencing Luca Garza and Joe Wieskamp and Jordan Bohannon and those guys, and they haven't had that, and their talent pool is lacking. And obviously the Murray twins can't be forgotten either. But yeah, the last 2 years, Iowa's been pretty much the same. And it's kind of why Fran is somewhat getting run out of town by fans. I don't know if it actually happens, but I know for a fact that they don't want him there anymore. I mean, you look at last year, they went 10-10 in the Big Ten, 19-15 overall. They played postseason basketball, I'm assuming in the NIT or whatever. This year, they're worse, 15-13. They're 6-11 in the Big Ten, so they already can't even tie their record from last season. And Illinois did exactly what they had to do. They took care of business on the defensive end, especially. Iowa made one run where we were like, okay, what the hell? Illinois was 24-13 first 10 minutes for Illinois. I think Iowa got it to 24-22 at 9-0 run or something.
Yeah, I think that was when Hummer, Davis, and DGL all came in.
Yeah, those bums.
That kind of happened. So
full 8-man rotation in this game.
Yeah, and
no Carey Booth.
And Brad, he played the guys that need to play. My brother during the watch party said, "Why is he subbing?" And that's when Iowa ended up going on that run. But yeah, Riley played 36 minutes. Tommy played 34. KJ played 38, and Boswell played 36. And then Hummer and DGL kind of shared minutes with Trey White. Trey White ended up playing 20, but it was a solid 20 from Trey White. Probably his best game in a month and a half. Players of the games, RPOGs. I went with Tommy. First game, he really looked like himself again. 9 of 13 shooting, 2 of 5 from 3, 2 for 3 from the line, 22 points. He did only have 4 rebounds. Brad did say that he needs to rebound a little bit better, but he had 5 assists. And having Tommy, being able to bring him out and open up that lane like he can, and the touches he can get to people, it makes Illinois so much better.
Yeah, he's good.
He is good ball player.
Yeah, need a game like this in back-to-back games. Need him to play this way Sunday. They're going to need it. Will Riley is who I went with. I feel like, you look at the stats. I get that you were like, oh, he put up the same numbers he put up if he came off the bench. Yeah, sure, but
that was just because that guy's ridiculous. So
you're the biggest Hummer sycophant in history, and it's something to watch, no doubt.
That had nothing to do with Hummer.
I don't believe that. Will Riley 15, 7, 2, and 2. Didn't realize he went 1 for 6 from 3 when I made this pick. But I wanted to make a statement because you were hating on Will after the game, and also Trey White has a bunch of Player of the Game awards this year. He probably could have had one in this game. Boswell played really well.
Boswell was really good in this.
I think the biggest stat from this game is obviously Illinois having 5 turnovers, and Iowa having 16. I mean, that's the biggest stat. 3 of those turnovers were by Will Riley, who is a freshman, and it's easy to sit here and say if Will Riley has 3 turnovers, you have to think Kasparis has 10, right? Oh, wait, he had 1. And Boswell had 1. And nobody else. And for Ivisic, how many passes he made that were kind of 50-50, for him to have none, pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's where it kind of gets away from Ivisic is on the passes. That's where he's
part of this is Iowa, obviously, not being a very good basketball team. but Illinois cleaned some things up, and I know that they're trying to do some different things defensively. Seem like some players' input. Weird how that happens every year at Illinois, where it's like, oh, the players told the coaches that they should start doing this, and they do it, and then it works. I think that happens every single year in Brad Underwood's Illinois program. But if it works, it works. And the people who were saying, oh, this team's not going to make the tournament, you can officially stop. You should have stopped anyway because Illinois has a good resume, despite the fact that they're 10-8 in the Big Ten, 11 or 18-11 overall. They were always going to make the tournament. Even if they lost this game, they would still make the tournament. But it's a sure thing now, and we can pretend, we can stop pretending like they weren't going to make it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Jay says, I hate drop coverage. A major reason for the Loyola loss was because of this. I liked how they finally hedged or stabbed the screen versus Iowa. Yeah, I mean, that was kind of the biggest takeaway on this is the defense stopped doing drop coverage. So Brad, once again, adjusting. People will question why so late. He had excuses for that. The team hasn't been whole for a whole month, so here we are. I think we talked to KJ had 9 points, 3 assists, 7 rebounds. So kind of a quiet offensive night from KJ, but he was solid. I mean, again, you'll take one turnover from him all the time. So
yeah,
especially as much as he handles the ball. Off the bench, Hummer made both his threes, had 3 rebounds, had 3 steals, scored 6 points in 14 minutes. A role that most Illinois fans want him to be in. I thought that he handled it well.
Perfect number of minutes.
Yep. Brad said that he is going to have to start guarding people more because somebody asked about the 3 steals, and Brad said that he always guarded what they call the dork guy, the guy that doesn't shoot. He was always an off his man trying to help down low. So 3 steals guarding his own guy. So good for him. Jake Davis, 9 minutes, 0 for 1 from 3, had a rebound. Perfect number of minutes for Jake Davis, by the way, 9 minutes.
Yeah.
And then DGL, 13 minutes, 0 for 3 from 3, had a rebound.
DGL. Just taking a picture of the chat real quick. Hang on. All right.
Calling out screens isn't that hard. Yeah, I don't know why Brad said that. And he said you had to be elite at doing it. Like that's defensive basics 101.
You have to be elite at everything on this team.
That's true.
Glad people can see half my face when I'm sitting like this.
It's actually kind of a good look for you. You look like Wilson from Tool Time.
So Tim says that he's going to beat me in a 1v1. First of all, number one, if you're talking about athletics and you use the phrase 1v1, you're already a couple of steps behind. And number two, no, you're not. Wait till you see the 3-point shooting video that's going to come out. Illinois 9 for 29. That's what we were supposed to beat. And
yep.
Who knows? Maybe we did. Maybe we didn't. I mean, nobody knows.
Maybe we did. Maybe we didn't. Maybe somebody shot 20% and somebody shot better than that. So
who knows? I mean, we don't know.
Well, y'all might find out on Sunday if we have a watch party.
And if we don't, we'll post it on Twitter.
Yeah. So
DGL having 0 points in 13 minutes and not even attempting a 2, I find to be a bit concerning.
Yeah, but I don't think he forced any threes, if I remember right. Brad seemed to emphasize screening to get guys open more too off the ball. So Illinois 9 for 29 from 3, 31%. I saw the first comment on Brad's post game was still shooting too many threes. Like,
I don't know what people want.
Illinois is going to shoot 33s, guys. It is what it is. So
also 31% is a dream.
I agree. We'll take that all day.
That's exactly average.
Sounds like that's like a number we can beat. So
yeah, they can shoot 6. If we shot 30 and if they went 12 for 30, we'd beat it easily. If they went, 20 for 40, we beat it easily.
True.
Yeah. That's how it is.
Especially now that I'm getting my shot back,
Yeah, no doubt.
But all right, you got anything more on Iowa? I'd like to get this over so I can watch Rutgers dominate Michigan at 8:00 at night. What is up with that?
Yeah, that's tough. Hang on.
Okay.
I'm getting a lot of text right now.
From who? Tim Hanks?
Lots of people. He has my number and doesn't text me. It's weird.
Oh, okay.
I don't want him to, but whatever.
You're getting so many texts from him now.
Illinois, Iowa, in the books.
Yeah.
Win's a win. By the way,
stamped it 5 in a row for Brad. Should be 6, but COVID took one away from us.
Yeah.
So everybody that says Brad sucks, shut up. You don't deserve to talk anymore. You shouldn't be able to tweet anymore. All that stuff. So
we would have deplatformed Brad haters. Interesting take. So Illinois now on Sunday plays Michigan at Michigan in Ann Arbor, the first Brad Underwood, Dusty May matchup.
Yeah. Can't dominate Juwan Howard anymore.
Can't dominate Juwan Howard.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Sorry, my dog is making me lose my mind over here. So, anyways, Illinois plays Michigan. Sorry.
18-11, 10-8 in the Big Ten. Michigan 21-6, 13-3 in the Big Ten. Illinois, by the way, ahead of Michigan on KenPom right now. They're Illinois is 22nd, Michigan's 23rd. So interesting info there. 2:45 on Sunday, weird time, but whatever. CBS. Michigan plays Rutgers in like 5 minutes. 15-5. It's 5.
Yep.
Illinois has won 8 straight against Michigan. You stepped all over my Juwan Howard point.
I'm sorry, I wasn't even looking. My bad.
Brad is 8-2 against Michigan in his lifetime at Illinois. Last year they beat them easily, but Michigan wasn't very good last year. That was a non-Shannon game? I think that was one of the last games they didn't have Shannon.
You might be correct.
Well, the first time they played him, the first time they played him was at Michigan. No Shannon. They won by 15. Then they beat them by 29 at U of I, and Shannon had 31. So, and they shot 48% from 3 in that game. By the way, dream of the days, So now Juwan's gone. So nothing can be done there.
Mm-hmm.
The personnel, Michigan, they run 2 bigs, and one of them's a really good passer, and the other one flops around like a bitch. Vlad Golden, 7'1", 250-pound senior. Illinois, or Brad Underwood, by the way, 1-0 against Dusty May. Beat FAU at the Garden last year. Danny Wolf, 7-footer. They got 2 7-footers. Wolf is a passer. Looks like Larry Bird in the face, but he's not as good as Larry Bird, obviously. Roddy Gale, Trey Donaldson, Namari Burnett rounds out the rest of their lineup. They also have Will Cheddar, LJ Kaysen, Justin Pippen all came off the bench. And Reuben Jones has not or did not play in that game. He's been starting. He started the 4 games before. I don't know if he's back tonight or not. But they beat Nebraska 49-46 in a brutally, that's a tough game to watch. Michigan, Nebraska, where Bryce Williams gives up the ball for like no reason towards the end of that game for a Hoiberg 3-point attempt when they were down 2. Or maybe they were down. Yeah, I think they were down 2. So Michigan's an interesting team. I mean, they kind of have just won a lot of games, but they haven't been like, wow, you watch Michigan, you're like, geez, they're good. You look at their margin of victory in Big Ten play. They came out in the new year. We'll discount the 2 games in December because those were, they beat Wisconsin by 3. They beat Iowa by 2. Go to the new year. They beat USC by 11, UCLA by 19, Washington by 16. So they had a great 3-game stretch there. Then they lost at Minnesota. They beat Northwestern in overtime. They got killed at Purdue. Then they got on a win streak. They beat Penn State by 4. These are not big wins, by the way. Penn State by 4, Rutgers by 3, Oregon by 4, Indiana by 3, Purdue by 2, and Ohio State by 3. of those games in that 6-game win streak were by 5 or fewer points. Then they lost to Michigan State by 13, and they beat Nebraska by 3. So this is a team that I think is ripe for the beating. I think Illinois is in a good spot to come into this game and win it. I just think that Michigan is a team that's quite beatable. I'll be curious to see how they come out tonight against Rutgers. It's a game that they should win somewhat comfortably at home. They have 3 straight home games coming up here. It's one of those things where I don't know if the matchup is the greatest, but I think the circumstances around the team show us that, hey, this is an Illinois team that can take care of business with this one. So, the other numbers you want to look at in Big Ten play between the two teams, Illinois' offense is 4th in the conference. Their defense is 6th in terms of efficiency. Michigan offense 10th, defense 4th. Illinois is shooting 29.2% now in Big Ten play. Michigan not that much better, 32.4, still, over 3%, but whatever. Both of these teams take 3-pointers. Illinois is 4th in the conference in 3-point distribution percentage, and Michigan is 5th. And then Illinois is 2nd in 3-point attempts per field goal attempts in the Big Ten. Michigan's 3rd. So this is both teams rely on the 3. They're both tall. Illinois 13th in the country in average height. Michigan is 5th. Obviously, they got the 2 7-footers. That kind of tips the scale a little bit. But overall, it should be an interesting game. I mean, Illinois, it's been a long time since an Illinois team has lost to Michigan. A long time. So long that it was January 6th, 2018, I believe, is the last time an Illinois team lost to Michigan, which is hard to believe. Oh, sorry. January 10th, 2019. They lost 79-69 against a very good Michigan team. And that was Ayo Dosumu's freshman year. So that's the last time they lost to Michigan. Michigan undefeated, by the way, at that point when they lost to them.
Can only assume you were carrying this.
Yeah.
Good job.
Absolutely. All right. Players to watch.
I'm going to go with Tommy. I think that, he's coming off that great game he just had. He's going to have a lot of work to do down low against Golden. Golden's probably going to flop, and Tommy's going to end up with 4 fouls, and we're going to have to deal with Kerry Booth all night. So we got to have a big game from him on both ends of the court. And then I'm going with Trey Donaldson from Michigan. I think that Michigan's at the best when Trey is scoring and he's knocking down threes, shoots about 40% from 3. And I'm interested to see who's going to guard who in this game. I don't know if you talked about any of that while I was on the phone.
No.
But I assume that Boswell is going to be guarding Trey.
No.
Who do you think Boswell is going to be guarding?
Wolf.
Really?
No.
I mean, he did it against Cooper Flagg, but I think that Wolf's a different beast. So
No, he's not.
Okay.
He's taller. That's it. He's not better than Flagg.
He's taller. He's more big bodied. Like, I think that he could get down low and do some damage if you put Boswell on him.
He's not any good.
So it'll be
It's a joke
interesting.
before
I would guess. My guess would be Will Riley's going to guard him off the start.
That's a terrible idea. It's a terrible idea.
Well, he's not any good though.
Have Trey White guard him. I was joking.
Trey White was not good defensively. That's the one thing.
But he's not gonna get backdoor cut by Danny Wolf.
That's true.
That's what the biggest problem was. He's guarding a 6'2" guard and just run around. That's not gonna happen against Wolf.
Right.
So you can't throw Will Riley in that position. I just don't think that would be good. He'd just get bodied. I mean, that's just not.
Yeah.
You go Ivisic on Golden.
Yep.
You go White on Wolf. You go Donaldson guarded by Boswell. Obviously, I've said that the whole time. I don't know if Reuben Jones is going to start or not. I don't know if he's starting for them tonight. But Gale can be guarded by Riley, and then Burnett guarded by KJ, or vice versa.
Okay.
Or if Reuben Jones starts and Gale doesn't, which he hadn't been when Reuben Jones was playing, then you just flip that because they're both 6'5". So
Philip thinks Kasparis will be able to get whatever he wants against Michigan. What do you think about that?
yeah, he's right. Casper's going to go for 30, 20, and 10.
Okay.
My player to watch is Trey White because I think Trey White is going to guard Danny Wolf, and he needs to do a good job in that.
Okay.
I think Illinois got the size to combat some of this with Michigan.
And Danny Wolf can turn the ball over. He's prone to do things like that. So if you guard him hard enough, he gets a little sloppy with the ball. I think we're going to be yelling about travels like 8 billion times in this game if we do a watch party. So get ready for that.
Watch party, 2% chance, I heard.
Yeah, it's low. Depends on what the wife wants to do. So Wally says player to watch, Hummer sitting next to Booth. Okay, just wait till Hummer comes in and forces Danny Wolf into 6 turnovers. All right,
it's Wolf. There's an L. I'm going Danny
I don't know
Wolf.
what that means.
I'm going Danny Wolf as my
What
player
am I
to watch.
saying?
Wolf?
That's how you say wolf.
No, it's Wolf.
I literally have an L in it.
Yeah,
I'm drunk.
you didn't the first time. I put a P in front of his name because he's positionless. Positionless
That's the
Danny
dumbest
Wolf.
thing I ever heard. All right,
He
prediction.
is. He plays every position. He'll play the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5. Predictions, I think Illinois is going to win, but I took Michigan 84-80, so I don't know. But I do think Illinois is going to win.
Yeah, I think Michigan at home is going to be tough to beat. You don't have Juwan Howard's terrible coaching to fall back on. I got Illinois losing this one 73-78.
I think they're going to win, though. I got to be honest.
I hope they win, but
I think
we'll see how back they really are. You know, they all this practicing together and good stuff. So
I say we do no watch party for this game and then do the Purdue game.
when's Purdue?
Friday. isn't it?
Friday? Yeah.
Because
Friday the 7th. Yeah, we can do that.
I might be a little late to that, but we'll do it.
What time does it start?
7. If it was at 8, it'd be perfect, but it's at 7, so I might be like 15 minutes. So maybe we do neither.
From what?
Fish fry. I gotta work fish fry till 7.
When have you ever volunteered your time?
It's not volunteering my time; it's business.
Oh, you're working. I got you. Fish
Yeah.
fries already started, huh?
Yeah, it's March 7th, the first one.
All right.
I didn't realize the game was on Friday. That's so lame. Why wouldn't it be on Saturday or something?
You're going to be way late. Usually it's on Sunday. Usually they play right before Selection Sunday.
Yeah, this is not selection.
No,
Sunday.
that's not Selection, but they usually play the Sunday before. I feel like
Yeah.
it's always the Sunday.
Yeah. Well, we might do neither game. We might do one game. I mean, who's to say? Nobody knows.
Yeah.
But
Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, do all that stuff so you know when we're going live. Like today when we pushed it back 3 times, said it was going to be tomorrow, and boom, here we are, 7:30.
this is better than tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow would have been.
I agree. I can actually sleep in a little bit. So
Yeah, and get this to if we can get it to 30 minutes, that'd be great.
yeah, Merez has a new cast on. It's like mesh looking, so I guess they can access it and put those stem cells in it or whatever to make it tonic, biometch, biohazard. So he's going to be back in a week, is what Brad said. So
Yep.
it's good stuff. How long has Purdue had off? Like 9 days or something until they play tomorrow?
6 months.
I feel like it's been a long. When did they play Indiana?
Sunday.
Sunday.
So they've been
You
off
sure
for
about
4
that?
days. Yeah.
Okay, well maybe it wasn't as long as I thought, but yeah, they have UCLA coming to the house tomorrow. They have
How
played
about-
a lot of Friday games. I feel.
How about Michigan State last night? Jeez.
Holy cow! What was Gillespie thinking shooting that 87-footer with 4 seconds left?
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's kind of a freak thing that
It is, but you could have got that shot anytime. Like I get maybe he did it early so they could try to get a rebound and whatever, but I mean, shout out to Michigan State. Everybody wondered about the schedule they had coming up, and I believe they're 4-0 during it. So
Yeah, I mean the Big Ten is. If Michigan loses tonight or Sunday, then it's going to be pretty much a wrap at that point. Of course, they still go head-to-head, I guess, to end the year on Sunday the 9th, but I don't know.
yeah, and it low scoring, 55-58 in that game. So
yeah, I think one of Michigan's concerns going into that last game, if the Michigan State game to end the year matters, Michigan will be on that's 5 games in 13 days for Michigan if they play if that game to end the year matters. So that'll be something to watch. But now we're gonna go watch Michigan and Rutgers.
what's the
So
score?
36-3 Michigan.
8-5 Michigan.
I don't have it on yet. So
16 minutes left. All right.
all right, we'll
Thanks,
see everybody next time, whenever that is. Follow Twitter at Podcast Line A. Goodbye. Underwood.
Thin ice!